Let's go, soldier. Homie 2-3. I can't hear you, man. I'm ready to roll.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings
Let's
us to
go,
the
motherfucker.
State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Looking right, and he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, here's an inside give. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Tight is right. What's tight? Tight is right.
Set. Move ready.
They'll run it out of the gun. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right.
Set. Black 22. Black 22.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either you're...
Welcome to my shop. What do you want to fix today? Jenny Castle is broken. Can you help me fix it? Really? Let me see. Let me help you. Oh no! It doesn't right here, okay? The hole's too big. Can you fix it for me? Don't worry, I'm okay. I have a super clip. Look!
Receiver gets it, or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Tight. Tight.
Down. Green 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
Set. Black 22.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Matt Milano in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. The Texans send the punter out. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. Time to his left. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. This is caught at the 20. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 49 yards.
Well, there's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
That is right. 3 down. 3 down.
Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
He'll drop to throw. Forced out to his left. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll pitch it out to Bell. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Well, usually you don't think of the cornerback coming in for a no-gain play, but that's what we had there. Nice tackle.
Yeah, and how about the range, too? Coming from the outside part of the play, moving his way into the inside and making that play happen. No gain for the offense, big play for the defense.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November, but they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
We got three.
On 2nd down, here's Watson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. I think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder.
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He's going to look deep down the field. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Oh, okay. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Back to throw now on first down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A big 3rd down play there for the Jags. 52 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They come out here in the eye. It's a quarterback sneak. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Oh, yeah, good surge defensively. Sometimes you can just tell by the way a quarterback lines his feet up behind center. He's going to try and sneak it in. And they catch him here and stop him for no gain.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
22's coming, Mike, Mike.
Over!
They'll try to let it in with Bell. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Le'Veon Bell, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars add on to their lead.
That's what I'm talking about, boy. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, good job, O. That's the way to make it spin, baby.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Tiger!
Watson on 1st down. And right side, Henry's got it.
There go Mama.
And they'll take him down at the 30
There go Mama.
yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Hi, Mommy. Yeah.
This offense finding its legs.
Oh, no.
1st and 10.
Hey, we got 3 down. Hey!
Now they try the right side here. And now running right through it. And he'll go out
Tell my mom over.
after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Here's Watson now on 2nd down. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. A good pickup there, a 22.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
From the red zone now, Watson, he's going to be sacked. Back at the 23-yard line. Von Miller in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the gun, here's Watson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19.
Down! Green the line! Green the line!
Out of the gun, Watson. Steps away to his left. He's going to run. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So, should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe part.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Watch you now, Barney! Barney! Hurry up, here we go! 3:19! 3:19!
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now back to throw. And late, the tight end's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
Watch you now, Barney! Barney!
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
Here we go now! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Now a first down carry by Bell. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's on the guard, Kevin Zeitler, first-round pick back in 2012. Bell. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 7 on the ground. 2nd down coming up.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Gun! Hurry up, here we go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
The give is to Bell. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves him needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Lucky 56! Here we go now! Blue 90! Blue 90!
They'll set up a throw. Dancing to his left. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster, 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take it, I'll fix it. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
Two jet! Tiger!
To throw on second is Watson. Got a man, it's Brashad Perriman. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down. On first down, it's Watson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Texans have cut it to within a score. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10.
Motherfucker. What's up?
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
They want to attack. We'll see how they attack them
All right,
here.
now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Baby! Get him, boys! Get him, boys!
2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
4 down, 4 down.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Being chased out left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Fletcher Cox in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. The Jaguars on 3rd down.
Barney.
Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15.
Detroit. Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
On play action, they'll throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they got to find a way to get it back together.
Fielded just inside the 30. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Side right here, side on the right, side on the right.
Red. Black 22. Black 22. Richmond.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. It's hurry-up mode time for the Texans, hustling up to the line. Here's Watson.
Man, this retarded ass dude.
Shot couldn't connect.
All right, need you to check my eyes here. This entire unit defensively, I think, has looked really strong in the first half, especially in the secondary. They've been cohesive, fast to the football. We just saw another example arriving there to help knock that one away.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Watson. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and that's going to make it 4th down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with a little over. 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
Red, green, the line, green, the line.
They'll run it now out of the gun, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Certainly an interesting call there to go for it, and that will force a turnover on downs. Around the NFL, a game going on in Washington. Very little issue in that one for the Redskins, opening their lead a bit further. We'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Well, he's been the guy. Already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. He was looking that time for Stills, and it's 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Watch him now, Barney, Barney. Gun, 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 gun.
They'll set up to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And now the Texans want to call another timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Here's Jordan Berry now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. This is taken at the 15. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. This is taken at his 4. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. Got an open man. It's Fumagalli. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now with the play clock winding down, Vance Joseph says, let's talk this over. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
We got 4. All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
A give to Bell. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter. No time.
And look at this. It's a fake. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. And high fives all around on that sideline. It's a 1st down as they wind up getting 11 on the fake punt. Take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Patriot! Patriot! All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90!
Now Bell. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
It's funny, partner. Le'Veon Bell, when he came out of Michigan State, when I go back and look at my analysis of him and what my grades were for him, thought he was a big-time player, great potential, but I didn't know we were going to get this player. I was used to a big, solid, thick running back, but now I've got a full package. A guy who can do everything, as we just saw there, including breaking tackles.
But at the time, 2nd-round pick in 2013, some people probably wishing they'd taken it in the 1st. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And a look at Bell, who remains down after that play. Appears to have gotten shaken up. We'll check on his status when we get back.
Watch left. Tight end to the left. Tight end left. Here we go now.
He'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Fletcher Cox. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
Good job, fellas.
The Jaguars on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 9.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Hey, Mike 50, Mike 50, Mike 50. Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Detroit! Detroit! What?
They're going to look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26.
Got three down, 3 down. Now let's go!
They'll hand it off now. Hill. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. The first-round pick, Jair Alexander, making the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Detroit! Detroit! Hot!
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
So after the penalty, here's 2nd and 3.
No, check! Patriot! Patriot! Hot!
And here's Marshall. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. To him on first down. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Throw now on 2nd and 10. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
The Jaguars on 3rd down. Lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 19.
Now let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Looking to throw. And that is incomplete.
So typically you'd say nice job defensively to force a decision on 4th down, but they've already gone for it once and converted, so you better make sure your defense stays out on the field and is alert.
Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. Well, that will go down as a 15-play drive, and it results in 3 points. So some disappointment?
It's funny. We had our conference before the game with the offensive coordinator. What did he tell us? I just want every drive to end in a kick, right? An extra point, a punt, or a field goal. Well, in this case, I think it is a little bit of a disappointment because it did end in a kick. But that type of a drive should end in the end zone.
Green the line! Green the line!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he goes goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's going to go as a loss of a full 8 yards. It sets him back for second down. To throw is Watson. Looking to throw on second down. That's caught out left by Perriman. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 23 yards on the play.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy is covering you. He's usually pretty good too, so the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
Now a first down throw, Watson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. On first and 10, Watson. Oh, that was
The fuck is that? What's up, man?
Another nice gain.
What's
16
up?
yards there at a first down.
I love you too.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Richmond.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Tackle made there by Matt Milano.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Give me five.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Down right around the 25.
We've called a lot of games, but we don't normally talk about inside linebackers being that fleet of foot, do we?
No, he was able to get outside there to make that play.
Yeah, and you know what makes them faster? Their ability to read plays, understand what offenses are trying to do, and put themselves in proper position.
The Texans on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
Green the line.
Now Watson. Then he's got Snead. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Check.
They'll run it down out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. His throw incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Throwing on third down, Watson. This will be just inside the 10. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations.
Did you tell your ass to stop it first?
Execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. dropped it. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
What the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Watch you now, Barney! Barney! Set! 3-19! 3-19!
They stay on the ground. This is Marshall again. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the four fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the four fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it. And let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. They stay on the ground. This time it's Hill. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a fourth down. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running.
And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. Anxious moments there on the fake, but they do get just enough to pick up the first down.
Over! Detroit! Now let's go! Blue 90!
Now Marshall. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter.
Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And Stills over the middle. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Yeah, baby.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
Here we go. Hurry up, here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop. A man down on the return. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. Now they're going to try this again. It's another fake. And And the gamble pays off. They get the first. That one a back-breaker as they wind up converting there on fourth.
Bro, don't worry about how the fuck I play the game, bro. Do your thing, man. Bro, I mean, bro, I don't care what you say, bro. Do your thing, bro. It's weak because you can't stop it, bro. Come on, shut up, bro. You sound like a female, bro. You stop this shit, nigga. Stop this shit. You want me to punch you, give you the damn ball? I already. You lost though, bro. It don't matter. You lost, man. Stop crying like a little bitch, man. Stop crying like a little bitch, little hoe ass bitch. Get your punk ass, nigga. Get your ass out of here, nigga. Weak ass punk. That was your ass lost, boy. Your weak ass. That was your ass lost, boy. Wrap that shit up. Wrap that shit up like she said, nigga. Let's wrap that shit up. Trick ass, boy.
In all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Now let's go! Green 39! Green 39!
This is Marshall. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside.
And look at this, another fake. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Well, going into the final.